What's up, everyone? It's Gabbie Trades here, and welcome back to the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Well, Bitcoin investors, beware of these dangerous price levels that we're about to show today. But before we get rolling, don't forget to smash that like button. You guys know what to do. Subscribe if you're new here, welcome, and hit the small bell notification so you never miss a live breakdown here. All right, everyone. So you guys make sure to restart the chat box. Everyone say hi. Last time we had something going on with the chat box. I'm not sure what exactly, but hopefully today the chat box is fine. So I'm just gonna actually jump straight in. Hold on, let me make sure the music is good enough for us, and then we're just gonna start. Screen share. Okay. Is everyone on board? You guys say hi in the chat box. I want to make sure this chat box is working before we continue. Backstage, can you type something just to confirm that the chat box is working, please? Brandon, hi. All right, the chat is there. Perfect. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, I think it's showing now. For me, it's showing. Backstage is confused, but I think we're good. I think we're good. So we're gonna move on to discuss the weirdest situation that's going on in the US right now. Honestly, one of the weirdest macro situations I've ever seen. We've basically had the longest government shutdown. It's over, right? It lasted 43 days, and Trump finally signed the funding bill to open the government. Hooray! Everyone's back to work. Thank you, guys. Thank you for helping in the chat box. Everyone's back to work. The feds, the workers are back to work. We have food stamps that are funded again. Flights are going to be normalized and all that good stuff. But is it really good for us traders, right? Because there is this one thing that happened, and really the White House is saying that we are unlikely to get the jobs reports. So that's the jobs data for October, as well as the inflation data. So that's CPI. And they're saying that they may never be released. Not delayed in this situation, not even coming later, not tentative like we had it on the calendar, literally never coming. So you have this situation where they're saying, okay, the shutdown disrupted the data collection in a very nasty way, so they can't reconstruct it at this point. So, we're sitting down and we're like, okay, imagine the situation the feds are fighting themselves into, because they're having to come into the super important December meeting to decide the rate cuts. And the US just had a record shutdown. So now the feds are basically flying blind because the whole month of official jobs and inflation data is simply missing, right? And of course, the classic situation in DC fashion, everyone's blaming everyone else. So the Republicans are saying that the Democrats held the country hostage, if you will, over healthcare subsidies. And the Democrats are blaming Trump and the White House for the chaos and the data blackouts. So honestly, it's exactly like I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but I posted this meme. Maybe we'll play it. We'll see if I can find it. But there was this meme reel with the Democrats running around in sombreros. It's like total circus energy, you guys. So you have the politicians doing that. All right, we'll play it. We have the politicians basically playing a costume party. Let's see if we can get it. Hold on.
I will remember you.
I mean,
will you
it's just so
remember me?
So you have this show going on,
Don't
and then the
let
feds
your
like on the background.
life
Guys, we kind of
pass
need
you
actual numbers to set the interest rates, and this is what we're getting from the White House. I mean, I think we're honestly, like, at this point, we're probably living in a simulation, right? The White House signed by President Donald J. Trump. That's crazy, okay? So, let us get this straight, right? Let us get this straight. we have no data, right? No jobs reports, nothing tentative, no October CPI. So basically we have a huge gap in the macro picture right now. So this means that literally every single little report that we got, for example, the ADP jobs report, any random survey, the corporate earnings are important, but any comments on them could also move the market at this point way more than they would in usual, because there is no official benchmark for us to go off of, right? So yeah, you know, it's not really the time to get emotional right now, especially because when we look at the TradFi, we saw Dow Jones making new all-time highs, right? I don't think it's really the time to get bullish at all, considering what's happening with TradFi. I think at this moment we just need to be respecting our levels and really expecting any sharp reactions if we get any surprise data or even a Twitter post at you know, at this point, because we have a massive hole in the jobs reports, in any data report for October. So yeah, the meme is funny, right? It's kind of funny what they did, but you know, it looks like a clown show in DC right now, and we're trading with incomplete information. So that is really where at these situations, that is where the traps are really born, you guys. All right, we're manipulated. Yeah, I mean, it's super crazy. How you doing this morning, girly? Crypto CG, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you guys are doing good as well. I hope we're good on sound and everything. Maybe, I don't know, let me check the music, because you guys are getting me paranoid. If it's too loud, if it's not too loud, I don't know what's happening. But anyways, we're gonna start with Bitcoin over here. So last time we spoke, beginning of this month, you guys make sure to like this video, say hi in the chat box if you're new here. We're good, sound is okay. Thank you so much for your help. So you know, the thing is, right, we started the week and we spoke on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday is where we had the bias already completed for the week. The bias is bearish, right? So of course, like we mentioned on Tuesday, sells are going to work way better than buys. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get buys, which we got yesterday a little bit. 2-hour retrace levels that we said, which was right, the levels that we expected, which was around 104.6 to reject, and that's where we got the rejection. And today, same thing, we opened kind of bullish, and we don't even have enough strength to push price back to 104.6 or 106. So what is that telling you? Well, that's telling you that the price is extremely choppy at the moment. Can this be a potential bottom? Absolutely, 100%. But you know, everything is possible at this point. Why? Because right, we're coming from very important levels, right? We're holding critical levels right now, but at the same time, we're not idiots. We understand that we're bearishly distributing right now, and we might be in a simple you know, following rotation point. This could just be, you know, one more rotation point for us to drop down. So Crypto CJ, I honestly believe 2025 was a whole correction with a few pops. Hi, Gabbie, you're doing super job. Thank you, Mohammed. Really appreciate you guys. I hope, you know, the content is very helpful for you. I understand, right? Everyone is feeling very bad at the moment. There is not too much positivity to go off of right now, but this is the exact moment where we actually need to be on the charts and prepare for something to happen, because in extreme fear is usually when things turn around. All right, so this is one thing you guys need to keep remembering. Okay, so yeah, right now, unfortunately, this week we're looking kind of bearish. Let's hope if we continue to trade below these levels right now, regardless of what sort of a drop we're gonna have on Bitcoin, which we're going to discuss, by the way, what are the levels for that to look for. The thing is, right, if next week we continue to drop, since we're trading in November, this is the November block over here, starting from 10th of November, according to my strategy. You know, if we trade below these levels, that is going to be a buy scenario for next week, right? So it's not necessarily a bad thing for us to trade lower, because we need to eventually buy from somewhere, right? And that somewhere is where? Well, that somewhere is going to be, of course, our closest level, which are going to be the 100K region, right, where we already retested. Look at the precision of that retest. These levels have been on the charts for you guys since I literally started streaming on Coin Bureau Trading channel. You cannot say that you haven't had those levels for all this time. And even if you didn't, I keep repeating them every single day. So here we are, right, again at these levels, retested, massively important levels. Okay, so right now from here, if we continue to bearishly distribute, the next key levels that we need to watch for Bitcoin are the following, right down here. This is pretty much the zone right here. You have one line of defense. If we continue to be bearish, one line of defense before we start next week, this is going to be in between 96.2 and 94k Bitcoin, right? So that's our first line of defense at the moment, right? If you want to make screenshots, go ahead, do screenshots, or just follow and observe what's happening. So we're getting that first line of defense. Second line of defense, unfortunately, is all the way down up to 89.082k for Bitcoin. So, you know, that's the reality of the situation, right? We're not making up numbers. These are numbers that have been on the chart, levels that have mattered for us literally since January, right? Since January 2020, 2025. And we have this level currently that we're trying to hold from June 2025, right? So these are historical levels on the chart that matter, all right? For Bitcoin, me personally, I'm not happy that we're not managing to trade anywhere above 102 at the very least, 102, 107. These are previous levels, previous SR flips. So for me, I'm not very happy that we're trading below. So honestly, it screams like I'm either going to manipulate everyone and just start running from here, or I'm going to take everyone out that was late long, or over leveraged, right? And doesn't know how to exercise, you know, charting, or not charting, but sorry, position managing. They don't know how to manage their positions properly. So I'm going to liquidate them if I'm a market maker, and then I will go in my intended direction, right? Which is supposed to be up, because we're in Q2, you guys, Q4, right? I don't know why I always say Q2. I have this stuck in my head. Right, so yeah, make sure to put your altcoin requests as well. So once we finish with Bitcoin, then we're gonna move to Ethereum, Solana, blah, blah, blah. And then we're gonna discuss all the altcoins that you wanna see, you guys. All right. Hi, Julie, hello. Crypto CJ, hold in DCA for me when I see extreme fear. Yeah, I mean, it's not a stupid thing to do, definitely. All right, so these are the levels that I track here for Bitcoin right now if we continue to manipulate. But into next week, coming into next week, if we continue to be down in the same fashion, I'll be looking for price to start extending, right? That's what I want to see for this month. And then eventually, if the month is going to be even a little bit more bullish, price needs to continuously hold above 1.4 0.6, like around 1.5k, 105k for Bitcoin. I think that's a reasonable first level to look for price to start holding. Even though that's not necessarily going to make a higher high, it is still going to be, for me, one of the zones that I'm definitely watching. Yes, make sure to hit the like button, you guys. Ethereum does not look good at the moment here at all, right? We had this, you know, massive candle with a, you know, doji with a huge wick, and then today we refilled it and we continuously reject from the daily support at 3,524. That is my most important level on ETH, right? Because if you go back, you can see how many times this level has been retested. Extremely important. All right, so we're not managing to beat that. That's very weak. So from here on, the levels for Ethereum, if we continue to drop, are going to be literally 2,900. And we have two supports, one at 2,900 and one at 2,821. Now, don't forget, these areas can be wicked, right? We can get a wick on these areas. But overall, it's like not very great, right? It's really not very amazing. And by the way, we're still holding the threshold, right? As you can see over here, just around 3,524. We haven't really had a weekly close below it, right? We haven't really had a weekly close. I don't want to see a weekly close below it. So I really, really hope that this week is going to close above that level. That's going to be the first thing that I'm looking for. And if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to be extremely bullish after that, right? Extremely bullish. So I genuinely want to see if it's going to wick, it has to wick a little bit like dramatically and return. But we're already into Thursday, so let's see how that rolls out. Maybe it's going to come into next week, I'm not sure. But that's where we're sitting, right? It's very important that Ethereum starts to trade above 3,524, and we're not seeing that, right? We're not seeing. The only thing we're seeing is we're protecting one zone, which is 3,364. That's a daily support level from back, I don't know when, all the way back here, May 2024. So historical level. Honestly, very disappointing. Where did you get that? So I get these levels using my indicators. You guys, you can find them in the description box. And by the way, mentioning the description box, let's see what goodies we have in the description box here for you guys. I just need to make sure I pause those ads. Okay, so if you come down in the description box of this video, click more, you're gonna find the indicators over here that you can get for yourself, so you can get all these levels. And if you're looking for an exchange or trade, whether be it KYC or non-KYC, you can check the offers that Coin Bureau Trading and I have in the description box for you guys. And also make sure to follow my main YouTube channel, which is down here. Okay, but these are the indicators because you asked. And then we also have the range model theory course if you guys are interested. If not, don't look at it. Okay, do whatever you want to do. Cool. Crypto CG, I don't mind shorting ETH. Yeah, I mean, at the daily support, it was potentially an ideal short setup down here. But again, right, for me, you know, I'll be more willing to short ETH around 3,824 here at the weekly support. Right now, I'm not messing with it whatsoever. Okay, yes, make sure to follow CBT on X. Cool, let's look at Solana real quick. So Solana also, you know, it's in that sort of stage that is showing that it wants to take the liquidity. This is the 4 hours, so we have the triangular formation with the massive liquidation point at 104. So that's a very important level to look at. So we have that level, and then the closest support to that level that we have would be an SR flip zone at around 140 for Solana, right? So this is where we are at the moment. Classic bearish distribution, very strong, rejecting from levels, as you can see currently right now. So this is bearish. There is nothing else to say about it. It is what it is, right? Okay, let me try and see in the chat box what sort of alts did you guys want to see over here. I swear I lost it somewhere. Can you guys repeat in the chat box which alts you wanted to see? And then, you know, meantime, we can have a look at XRP, which I'm long XRP at a good level. So far I'm good, right? On the 4-hour time frame, the best thing I can hope for is for the 4-hour support to hold at around 2.4. So that's what I'm hoping for now. It looks good. The reversal on the 4-hour time frame, it looks fine. On the 12-hour time frame, it doesn't necessarily look great. This was in fact the point where it's supposed to reject if it was going to continue bearishly distribute, but I'm still hoping that it might reverse. Hope stage, the worst, literally. But that's where we are, right? We're bearishly distributing. So anywhere at a point like that on a lower time frame, which is 4-hour, maybe you can construct some trading plan, which I've done for myself. So I'm in, but again, the risk is very high because the market just simply doesn't look that great at the moment. So we're just doing the best we can with what we have. Okay. You and me also, XRP, yeah. Yeah, okay. Ondo, all right, cool. Actually, let's look at Ondo. I haven't seen Ondo in a little bit. Haven't looked at Ondo. Yeah, see, last level that was supposed to hold is not holding right now. It's trying to reclaim it, right? It's trying to reclaim it. It's not doing a very good job, just like everything else around the major zones. It's not doing a very good job. So if you look at the daily, it looks even worse, right? It looks even worse. So from here on, right, we can only hope for the next level to hold, which is literally at 0.5 for Ondo. So that's the level. If it starts protecting this level right now, this week, something happens. But if I just look at I look at this sort of formation, that's not bullish, right? That's not bullish. We should have closed above it. We didn't. So we're bearishly distributing. We're more likely than not to see this level now be retested at 0.5 for Ondo, right? Okay, Beam. Fine. We're going to look at Beam. Yeah, I mean, not looking ideal at the moment. Very bearish. So, you know, all these levels up here, like at 0.45, like they seem a bit impossible at this stage of this price action, unfortunately. So Beam's kind of, you know, in the gutter at the moment, pretty badly. Bearishly distributing, absolutely no levels to look forward to because price is simply in downward discovery at the moment. So it's just really very hard. Like you can gamble maybe on the wick, some retests, but that's also not going to work in my opinion because it's probably already below it. You know, you're trying to protect the 0.5 of the wick over here, but I don't think that's going to be protected. Price has traded through it, so you have no levels to work with, right? For Beam, you know, if you are interested in Beam to even look at it, you're probably looking for price to trade below 0.01 or 0.095, something like that on a daily time frame before you have any go at this asset whatsoever, right? And then you potentially have a target, right? 0.0103, but where is your bottom? How are you going to construct your trading plan? It's simply impossible at this point. All right. Hello. Can you look at SUI? Yeah, we can look at SUI for sure. Very disappointing. SUI is very disappointing, up 2% on the day, whatever, literally. You know, we had such a great sell over here on SUI using my model, right? The model that I trade, absolutely legendary, right? You had this liquidity on the weekly time frame that I was very scared of, and for a reason, clearly, because it got not only taken, right? We didn't only take the liquidity, but also we tapped into very extreme levels down here that we don't, yeah, that we marked because we had to, right? And as you can see, we did quite well. So right now SUI is trying to retest 1.96, so that's one major level on SUI that we can hope that price could potentially hold. On a weekly, maybe, you know, 12 hourly, not really, bearishly engulfing, retesting, rejecting. So you're pretty much playing, you know, ball right now at this level, which is 1.96. And that's what you're doing. So the next thing you can look for in terms of SUI is 1.7156. That's one level again. And don't forget, these levels can be wicked. So this is weekly level. So that's very important level over here. Potentially more important than 1.96. So it could be retested, or if we're mega giga lucky and something happens to the market out of nowhere, we're gonna start bouncing from 1.96. All right, does that make sense? So this is your SUI. If you believe in it, right? If you believe in it, 0.236, 1.52 is always going to be a buy zone, but your level with more precision is sitting at 1.7156. Remember, and currently you are still at a level, right? So this is the thing, right? I'm long few altcoins. The reason why I'm long few altcoins is because all of them are at levels right now. Everything is at levels. It doesn't look good, but I'm fine. I have risk management and I can take that opportunity for myself right now, knowing that I might be wrong. Okay. This is what it is. Hello again, you guys. Make sure to come like this video. I don't know how many likes we have, but we have 56 people, so we need 50 likes at least. Come in the description box, sign up if you're looking for an exchange to trade, and check my YouTube channel as well in the description box, and check all the offerings that I have for you guys down here, such as these indicators, which are really going to help you, and the course that I created for you like literally last month. What else? Crypto CJ is pissed about SUI. I'm pissed about SUI as well, but I mean, it was kind of here, right? It was kind of here. If we go back in time and look at the analysis, it is what it is, right? And even if you look at the 4-hour, it just looks as ugly as Solana, but it's more clear than not that this will be potentially left for later on, right? So let's just hope we still have some you know, some power to run. Okay, all right. I was speaking to a friend of mine earlier, and he was like, I hope Solana runs by adults finally. So Lloyd, good morning. Kings and Queens, good morning, good morning. APT, all right, don't scream, we're gonna get to APT, don't worry. This is the chart at APT, which we've discussed so many times, you guys, but again, you know, let's do it one more time for you. All right, APT trading extremely badly. You know, maybe we'll go back to $7, maybe we'll go back to $7.6, just maybe. All right, $7 more likely if we do well, and that's probably gonna be it. I mean, the thing is, right, you're trading below $3 right now. You can't even if you trade above $3, absolutely nothing proves. Absolutely nothing proves. APT, to touch on leverage, you really need to trade above $5. Otherwise, all you're gonna do is come back in this disgusting range over here that that has so many levels to break, so many resistances. That is going to be very, very hard. So, you know, trade above $5, then maybe you can construct a trading plan. Otherwise, you are potentially locked in a range with a very bad, with a very, very bad wick to the downside, and you know, bad price action. So, yeah, I mean, for spot, I'll probably be hoping for this to come back to like $7 so I can exit. Genuinely, that's what I plan for APT. Good job, Crypto CJ. Yeah, I know. I mean, I wanted to. Every time I come on this channel and I say APT is like, oh my god, so bad, people are like, oh my god, stop it, it's so good. I'm like, I don't care about the papers, because I'm just looking at the chart, and that's what the chart is showing me. So, and that's what I'm seeing, you know. It really is what it is, you guys. It really is what it is. And that's it. I don't know what it does. Some people say it does nothing. Some people say it does everything. Like you know, I have the app and everything, but the wallet and stuff. But anyway, AVAX is one of the coins I like, actually. We have double liquidity formation on a weekly time frame, so eventually, I don't know when, but this asset is going to run to around $65 at least. That's what the chart is showing me. So I kind of like AVAX, right? I kind of like it. We've taken the double side of the liquidity. We've retested it so many times. We came back down with this massive wick, and now we're trying to hold it at the moment, and we're kind of failing, right? This week we're kind of failing. So it's either this week we're really going to reverse, or you know, we're gonna go back and retest lower levels, right? So for AVAX, you have $14.6, you have $11.8, all of these levels, right? All of these levels. And then once we come out of this situation, maybe we can see $30. That would be great, you know. And if we're even more lucky, $37, and then we can start hoping for 53, and then we can talk about 67. It really that's how it looks like at the moment, you guys. Crow, wow. See, this one I haven't seen in like ages. Yeah, I haven't seen in a quite some time, actually. How many weeks here? Probably since July. I haven't looked at this, but anyway, this was the sell zone. So yeah, I think actually I probably Kronos, I was actually annoyed that I didn't catch this short, but it was a very clear sell zone here for this to sell off, right? So but I didn't hold it, so I didn't really care, to be fair. But let's see where we are on a daily time frame. Yeah, kind of at a level, right? I like this formation down here daily. And then let's mark some levels. I don't want to repeat them, even though they're kind of stacked in this area. But it's important to, I think, mark this one as well. So then you can understand that this is still bearishly distributing, right? Breaks, retests, you know, and trying to hold kind of right now at 0.11595, but also rejecting from 0.13940. So you're trading in between levels right now, and if everything goes to hell, then maybe you have this following level over here to look out for at 0.09165. That would be disastrous though. That would be so bad. That's literally like, I mean, we've seen worse days, but it's like 27% away, you know, from the zone. Anyway, if we manage to hold levels and start trading, you know, from here, if we manage to hold this little level, let's zoom in for everyone. If we manage to hold, right, then we can start looking forward to 0.1994. Then we can start looking forward to, you know, 0.235. And I think that's it. Sorry, 0.235 exactly. And then potentially just exit around here, 0.4361, because that's the 0.236 of the range. I teach these things in the course that I made for you guys. So yeah, that's how I'll navigate this. And I'm also going to sneeze. Excuse me. You know what? Actually, on the daily time frame, we do have this liquidity resting above here, which I didn't see. We do have that liquidity up here. So that's sitting at around 0.54. So yeah, maybe, you know, grab that liquidity, trade above, use the sell zone as support. So, you know, solidify something here, then solidify. So listen, this is how it goes, right? This is how it goes. Let me show you. So basically solidify one level, right? Solidify one level, break the next one, solidify it, right? And then chase the other one. That would be the ideal case scenario for this, right? But there needs to be some levels that the market makers create that they don't want to come back to anymore. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. TAO was not too bad. You know, after the liquidation was probably one that did good. And then we had a sell from a major level at 497, right? So this was, you know, very, very clear sell, relatively equal highs into a point of interest. It was actually a perfect sell down here. And right now, these are kind of the mini levels that we currently are protecting, right? These are sort of the same levels that I'm looking for a lot of the altcoins to break. So if you're looking at this coin, right, after the liquidation, let's compare it to APT. This level is $5 for APT. This level, okay? $340 equals $5 APT. That's how you should look at this, right? So yeah, TAO definitely did well. Sold off after retesting levels right now. So let's see if that level is going to hold. If not, you're looking at 309, and most importantly, you're looking at 287, because that's your daily support, right? That's your daily support, and then further levels down for second try in case something goes wrong. So that's why the levels are important, right? You have to have the levels, because if one fails, you know which level to look at next. Does that make sense? You guys, again, thank you so much for being here, and I just want to say, make sure to like this video, leave a comment after if you will, and then I shall be here on Tuesday, guys, for the new week open, where we hope that some more action is going to happen. But again, nobody knows, maybe something's going to happen over the weekend. We've seen a lot happening during the Sundays recently, so we definitely have to be there for it. So I wish you guys a pleasant rest of your day.